Hey, howdy hey, and welcome back to Emily's Adventures in Horrorland. And today I'm straying from the norm. I know, exciting. Today's film went by many names, but it was finally given the title of Cloverfield. Now, found footage had been around for a while before this came out, and shaky cam had been around since the 1960s, but this was the first found footage city-destroying monster movie from a major studio.
Hollywood!
I've got a lot of points to make, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and watch The Field of Clover. That sounded cooler in my head. Okay, so the film we're about to watch is apparently the property of the United States government and is not to be duplicated. I think somebody's duplicated it. Ooh. The bulk of this movie is being taped over Rob's recording of a date with Beth. As his brother starts to film Rob's going away to Japan party, the existing footage is mostly overwritten. The responsibility of filming is handed over to HUD, who will be our cameraman for the rest of Cloverfield. And may I say, this is some pretty good video that we're getting. I can see wanting a good quality camcorder for the party, but for this kind of tomfoolery, I'd expect Rob to use, I don't know, the budget DSLR he got at the Argos January sale. And not the one that can shoot video, suitable for most cinemas. But you know, suspension of disbelief. It's your standard American party. Red Solo cups, people passed out on the sofa, and ooh, 192000 by Gorillaz. Turns out that Rob and Beth have, for all intents and purposes, split up, but still have feelings for one another. And HUD is taking his responsibilities way too seriously. I mean, come on, dude, you're not Michael Moore. We're 16 minutes in now, and not even a hint of monster mayhem.
The most. Oh my god! What the hell was...
Ah, here we go. Sure enough, everyone flocks to the TV and then the roof to see what just happened. Okay, the head thing is pretty damn cool. So far, everyone's in agreement that there's a monster on the loose, but the emergency services and military respond quickly and efficiently, which I'm not used to in a horror film. They all get herded across the Brooklyn Bridge, and oh dear. And that's the end of Jason. Well, it's a good thing he gave the camera to HUD, otherwise...
The only thing you'll be watching is Deep CNN.
Yeah. Things look pretty dire, but then Rob gets a call from his former girlfriend, who's back at her own apartment, helpless and injured. So he decides to go to Beth, and his other friends get dragged along for the ride. If only Rob had gone to Japan sooner, he wouldn't be in this fix. Oh yeah. Now then, it's time to get analytical. As I've said, found footage is a device that's been knocking around for quite a long time. It's commonly used in horror because it means that the cameraman, woman, thing can die. It's a useful device that audiences previously saw in the Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity, and maybe Cannibal Holocaust before that. And now, of course, we've got a whole glut of found footage horror movies with varying degrees of quality. It's fairly easy to pull off in theory because all you need is a handheld camcorder and the right story. These days, it's easier than ever for people to record and upload their own video. Hell, I'm doing it right now! Hi, Dad! So it's interesting to see it done to such a magnificent scale. Oh look, they're in the subway. If only the lines were still running, they could just catch the Nope train to fuck this shitsville, as I believe the saying goes. The night vision on the camera also reveals these things, which are the monster's fleas? I've no idea. Not much is revealed about the monster in the film, except that it can cause much destruction, often accidentally, and it's nearly indestructible itself. But if you look at the special features DVD like I did, then a lot more is explained. The creature, known as Clover, is from the deepest depths of the ocean and was woken by a falling satellite seen at the end of the film. Clover is described as a baby, separated from its mother and spooked by all the Manhattan guys running around firing bullets at it. None of this really comes across in the film, unfortunately, and people have complained that we don't see much of the monster and we know next to nothing about it. We do get an eyeful just before it eats HUD, but he kind of had it coming. I found that the less I saw of the monster, the more scared I was. Not seeing it gets your imagination going. In the flesh, Clover is quite cute. Like those kawaii tarantula pictures that I'm not going to put in this video for your peace of mind. Now, I haven't seen the Godzilla films. Shocking, I know. So I can't really draw a comparison there. Bizarrely, the thing that Clover reminded me of was the sea creature from The Butterfly That Stamped, which is one of the Just So stories by Rudyard Kipling. This thing is the youngest of 30,000 brothers who all live at the bottom of the sea, yet still large enough to eat all the food that Suleiman bin Daud had prepared for the world's animals in a few bites. Now, one question I have to ask these found footage protagonists is this. Dude, turn off the camera! I know that's not a question, but seriously, dude, priorities! You think Rob wants you recording his grief at the death of his brother? Do you really want Marlena's exploding head on film forever? And yes, I know, historically, photographers have had the terrible task of documenting the most harrowing images known to mankind. But this is HUD! The guy who uses a fight with these bitey little bastards as an excuse to chat up his manic pixie dream girl. Holy pajamas. Okay, so not all of the characters are likeable, but for the most part, I did like the way that the story was told. We get a love story and some character development, some clips from the taped-over date in Coney Island that turn out to be significant and which add some realism. We've got some commentary on the readiness of technology today, some 9/11 references and symbolic imagery.
It's insane, man.
A twist on the testimonial bit from the party. We get a decent movie monster and... Huh? Wait, what? The monster snuck up on them? Are you serious? Are you serious? The biggest man-eating, building-smashing, clumsy Goliath monster this side of Tokyo just snuck up on the main character.
Maybe if I tiptoe towards them, they won't see me coming. Okay, here we go, tiptoeing now. Oh, I've crashed into another building, that's bad. Ah, helicopter in my eye, helicopter in my eye, oh.
Oh well, if I believed it in Jurassic Park, I suppose I can give this film a pass. To sum up, I think Cloverfield is a pretty decent film. Maybe not worth all the hype it generated, but it did break new ground, and give us something to be scared of. And it's getting a sequel. For that reason, I give this one 6.5 jam sandwiches out of 10. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio. The things I do for these videos.